Rogers TV, Dufferin Caledon, where local matters.
Hello, you're watching Mom2mom. I'm Regina Montgomery.
And I'm Liz Pizzato.
And we're just a couple of moms. Actually, we met. We're dance moms, although we're not like that show at all. Nothing like that show at all.
She's not at all like the show.
Well, some days. But that's how we met. We're both moms.
That's
and
right.
we both have a lot in common.
We have a lot in common. We just learned the balancing act of taking care of children, running a household, going to work, and actually trying to take care of ourselves at the same time. And sometimes...
And being dance moms.
And being dance moms, yeah.
And the best part, we have 2 teenage daughters.
Yes, we are blessed with 2 teenage daughters.
And they're the same age.
And they are the same age.
So, as my husband says, and I don't know if your husband says that, that's a lot of hairspray in the house.
That's a lot of hairspray. And shampoo, conditioner, perfume.
Walmart loves us.
Walmart loves us,
yeah
exactly.
We have shares there, actually.
We should.
Anyway,
we will. Yeah.
Anyway, this show is about moms and about women and about life. And we're hoping that we're going to inspire our viewers and maybe educate them.
That's right.
We have a great show actually today. We're going to be looking at health and wellness.
That's
and
right.
We're going to learn more about some tips on keeping fit.
Yeah, tips on keeping fit. We have a champion bodybuilder here, Betty. Yes, I mean, yeah, we've got a great...
We only find the best guests. Come on.
Only the best looking ones,
right?
Right. Yeah, and then we're going to be discussing nutrition and how to feed our children properly. I mean, the obesity rate has increased by 6%.
I know.
This year alone.
And you know what?
6% in our children.
A lot of it too is, being busy. I know it's very easy sometimes. I'm guilty of that. It's so easy sometimes to go, oh, I don't feel like cooking tonight, and just
right.
And Orangeville itself, I think per population has the most fast food restaurants possible. So it's easy to just pull up and get that food for the kids. Mind you, our kids are dancers, so they tend to...
they can burn the calories off now. But what the problem is, you don't want them to get into that habit of eating poorly.
Yes.
And then suddenly their dance life is over, and kaboom, right? And it's going to happen.
Now, you have one at university, and
That's
I have one going to school soon in the wintertime. But I don't know about what you did when you were in school, but me, I was terrible. I remember my diet consisted of, and I never drank coffee till I got to school.
Right.
It consisted of coffee and croissants with cream cheese this thick in between.
Of course.
I lived off that. And being on my own, craft dinner.
But did you walk a lot more?
Oh, yeah.
See, I could eat anything I wanted.
Yeah.
I walked. No one walks anymore, right?
That's true.
So, yeah, and so my diet, one of my favorite things to eat was a toasted bagel with cream cheese and bacon and butter. And that was this big. Now I even say the word butter, and I'm like, oh, God, there it is on mine, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I know, but the problem is, though, it does start when you're young.
You must, yes, absolutely from day one. I think people are afraid to introduce their kids to proper nutrition from a very young age. They're taught, or it's in the advertisements, and as you said, readily available.
But you know what else, too? I don't know. I always found it so hard when the kids were little to decide what to give them for lunch, because a sandwich every day,
they got boring. Boring. And also, the school only allows a certain amount of time for lunches, so they're wolfing down this food. And you hope to God that they have actually eaten what you've given them.
And you know what, too? We used to, I don't know about you, but growing up, I used to have peanut butter and jam sandwiches all the time. But you can't have those in the school anymore.
Can't have it, no. And peanut butter is a great source of protein.
I know.
Right? But anyway.
It's sure changed.
Things have changed. We couldn't eat anything back then. But my lunch, my gosh, the kids would make fun of it because I came from an immigrant family. So I had like the weirdest food, and I was embarrassed to eat it. We had the best food. I didn't know it was great back then. Like, we ate organic. My parents had a farm.
Yeah, so did
If they wanted a chicken, my mother would go back there. Like, oh, my father, fresh chicken sandwiches. Oh, please. Still working on it. That's right. My father was a I can't even tell you.
Okay, I'm taking that vision out of my head.
Yeah, it's not a good scene, but we ate very, very healthy. That was my, we're looking at everybody else's sandwiches with the cheese whiz and everything else, and we were dying for that.
Now, my father was from Newfoundland, so his food was a little more basic. Potato, oh my goodness, boiled potatoes every single night.
Delicious.
With that corned beef in the can. Like, I look at these things now and I'm reading it, and I'm like, I don't even think this is fit for human consumption. And I'm thinking, my parents fed this to me, but my parents were older, so they were, they lived through the war, they lived through the Depression, and that was very common.
Right.
And in Newfoundland, again, too, you grew everything.
Right.
Potatoes were very easy to grow,
Right.
and so every meal was boiled potatoes. And what I remember,
Boiled greens, boiled potatoes.
no, but you know what? It was really funny. This was my diet. You talk about what kids eat today. This was my diet. Porridge in the morning with raisins, burnt or not burnt, we had to eat it. Lunch was a peanut butter and jam sandwich, and dinner was boiled potatoes. So I remember when I first got married, I was so excited going to the grocery store because I remember going down the aisle where they sell the really bad cereal, all that really
Tricks.
full of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And buying it because I'm like, I can buy this. I can eat this.
That's good.
I wasn't allowed to eat that. But
We weren't
now,
allowed to eat that. No way.
But I wasn't either. And as I got older and got married, I did. But you know what? I don't buy it now because it's kind of one of those things that's like, when you're not allowed to have something, you're going to go do it.
Oh, absolutely. And my parents, they just didn't have the money to fork out for all this really cool food. They just didn't have it. So we ate what we were given and dreamed we get one chocolate bar every 2 weeks and one bag of chips between 4 girls. Please, it was it was mayhem. But anyway, speaking of bad eating, we came across that article for the CNE.
Oh my goodness.
That cronut, which is a hybrid of a donut and a croissant. Okay? So fat plus fat. They created
gross plus gross.
Anyway, so they created this. What was that meal you were talking?
I don't know. There was something called this.
What was that called?
The notorious PIG combo.
The notorious PIG.
Get this. 7,500 calories. Like most people consume, I don't know, I consume like say 1,500 a day, okay? So average 15 to 2,000, right?
Right.
So like if you eat that, what? You don't eat the rest of the week? I don't even know if you'd make it through the rest of the week.
Okay, so I calculated this because I like to Zumba. Zumba burns approximately 700 calories an hour. I would have to dance for 10 hours.
Oh my goodness.
To burn that off.
Well, you go to the Zumbathon, right? You could eat that in the Zumbathon, but
yeah, and people are getting sick. They're getting sick.
I would take one bite of that, and I swear my stomach would start to do the dance, and then that would be the end. But what's really funny is it's a $30 burger, and you get a T-shirt.
And if you finish it,
they need to give you a barf bag in
But don't you wash it down with what was that? What was that shake made out of?
Peanut butter
and bacon shake.
The CNE is a really, that's the thing about the CNE.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going as a kid and you'd get all the free samples and you'd line up for hours just to get your free chocolate bars and your $1 hot dog. And they are known for their food, but this is a little to the extreme. Like, I just don't, and then, okay, here's this. Let's eat that and let's go on a ride.
I know, and who's not going to get Who's not going to get
I don't know.
These people are going, oh yes, the 100, I can't remember how many people have reported so far illnesses.
Oh, hundreds of people.
What do you think is going to happen? Anyway, it's crazy.
I know.
But I do love junk food. What's your guilty pleasure?
Well, chocolate.
Chocolate?
Today even, I'm supposed to be on this diet, I'm supposed to be watching what I eat, and I'm usually pretty good. But my daughter left chocolate-covered almonds sitting on the counter.
Can't do that.
And almonds are good, so that's how I justify it, right? Almonds give you energy, and I needed some energy, I didn't have caffeine today, so I figure, hey, it's coffee and almonds. But the problem is, once you eat a couple,
you can't stop.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll notice there's some missing. You know what she does? This is my oldest daughter. Yeah. She's hilarious. She works in a pharmacy.
Who's about that big around?
Yeah,
can eat chocolate almonds?
That's what drives me crazy. The two of them, they're this big, and they can eat anything. I just look at it and this is where it goes. But anyway,
Yeah.
she works in this pharmacy and she gets discounts on the chocolate. It drives me crazy. She comes in with this bag and takes it to her room and hides it.
We can find everything. They think we can't find. We know where everything is.
And then I go through that desperate moment.
Yes.
And then she comes home and goes, why is my room upside down? And how would you notice?
That's so funny.
So yeah, my thing is chocolate. I always love chocolate. I chocolate anything. Like if I'm gonna eat chocolate, if I'm gonna eat cake or I'm gonna eat ice cream, it's got to be chocolate because there's just no point in eating vanilla or strawberry.
See, mine is vanilla.
Really?
Yeah.
No, to me that's a waste.
Chocolate, I could have a mound of it in front of me.
Really?
I could eat one.
But you're Italian though. It's a chocolate thing.
No, I'm not.
Really?
I like pastries. I like caramel. I like crispy things, crunchy things, bacon, nachos with cheese.
Really?
Yeah, love those
Wow.
things.
I
Yes.
thought you were going to say lasagna or
I
something.
do love lasagna,
Yeah.
but I think a good homemade lasagna
Oh, yes.
is okay. But not the pieces my mom used to give us like this. I was like a little fat
Don't
kid.
eat it.
No
Till
wonder.
you eat it.
I was about this big wide, thanks to the lasagnas, right? But anyway, you live and learn, and yeah.
No, then you sometimes wonder if when you eat like that as a child, how you're not, 500 pounds because it's a lot of food.
It dawned on me. I just said, Mom, you know what? I cannot eat like that anymore. And I just stopped, and she was upset. But whatever, right?
Your
That's
mom.
that's it.
Your mom's so
She's
sweet.
a mom,
She's
right?
A mom,
She just
just
loves
like
you.
us.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a short break
Yes.
here.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we're going to be talking about foods that are healthy.
That's
So we're going to
right.
get our lesson today.
We're going to get our lesson
But
today.
when we come back